Hello again, race fans. James Dimmitt with Dimmitt Race Videos coming to you from Grundy County Speedway. It's time for another episode of The Pit Stop. If you've been around the Grundy County Speedway, then you will certainly recognize this young lady right here. She competes, you've competed in street stock, sportsman, what else?
4-cylinder back in the day.
Okay. You've been doing some enduros lately.
I have.
This, of course, is Cheryl Hryn, and her number is number 8. Why the number 8?
That was my dad's number,
Okay.
so I kept it. And I'm a Dale Jr. fan.
Is that how you got started in racing, was through your dad?
Yes. Yeah, I watched my dad a lot when I was a kid. And then he went away from it. Well, actually, we all went away from it for a little while there. And then I started going back to the track like years later. And I was a fan in the stand, just sitting there watching everybody. And I really wanted to get involved in it, didn't know how. Started meeting people on the other side of the fence, which is the pit area. And so my ex, who's Bill Service, he actually got me started with the racing. So we got a 4-cylinder car together, and then I did a little bit, probably like 2 years I did some racing in the 4-cylinder. And then I went into street stocks, and then 2 years ago I jumped into the mid-am.
One of the things I've noticed is that you have really cool-looking, unique designs for your car every year. Who designs that for you? Is that something you come up with?
I started doing it, and then Mike McClure, he's helped me. Larry Nolte, like I told him, here, these are the colors that I want. And then I just let him design it. So, and then my graphic people, which I've had a couple. I've had Jimmy McDoodle, Steve Bechtel's helped me with designs. Public Safety Direct. So each one of them, I've allowed them to come up with some kind of an idea as to what to put on my car to help enhance the paint scheme that I was doing.
Last year, at the beginning of the season, you were involved in a pretty horrific wreck. What happened? What were you thinking about when all that took place?
The guy in front of me actually got a little squirrely. He rode the wall twice, and I wanted to, it just didn't look like it was going to end well for him. I wanted to try and go below him to get around him, or just to avoid him altogether. And one of the other guys, he punted me, and it sent me flying down the pit ramp. Scared the living daylights out of me. I mean, I seen the point, and all I kept thinking was, no, not the point. I've seen some cars get destroyed there on the point, Rockford at the point. I mean, there's just no fixing a car after that. As I was coming through, like the next thing was I hit that barrier, and it launched me, which landed me over there, pretty much like where McMahon parks. At the time, West Griffin was parked there. But if those barriers had not been there, I mean, I would have wiped all these guys out. There was a ton of people around. It was amazing. I mean, and that's pretty much how my whole racing career has been. I mean, I've had amazing people in my life that have been there for me. Even when I've showed up with, a crew of my own, I've had other people, other teams come out and help me. But yeah, that night, I mean, everybody pretty much was down here.
Let's talk about some of the amazing things that you do here at the track, especially for the kids. In the past, you've had the bike giveaway, which has been very successful.
Yes.
And then you also do the back-to-school backpack.
Correct.
So those are like two of your favorite things.
Yes. And then this year we're introducing the little Lightning McQueen, or like the NASCAR type looking cars. So I was initially, last year after I wrecked, my car was going to be in repair for quite some time. I have a group of people, my daughter and all them, that help me out on the other side. When I'm racing on this side, I'm only able to go over there, see how they're doing, and I pretty much just leave it up to them, to handle the show on that side. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go hang out with the kids this year, and get, some of them see me, some of them come down and, they see me on the track, they come down and visit me. So I thought I'll go hang out with them. And I ended up buying like games. I got a face painting person, a lady that made balloon animals. And we had all sorts of fun over there outside of, just the signing up for the bikes in it. So I had said to myself last year, because like a couple years ago, probably like 13, 15 years ago, I made 2 replica cars, the little NASCAR cars. one for my granddaughter, and that was Bill's, and then one was mine for my grandson. I kept them all these years. In fact, now they're part of the fleet also. And so I said I was just going to get a couple of cars and let the kids have fun, on the backside of the grandstands. Well, I started shopping on Marketplace. I started buying all these cars, and before I knew it, I had more than 10 of them. And I was just like, what the heck am I going to do with all of them? Then I was trying to figure out who I was going to pick as drivers to replicate. And then I had a couple of people tell me, why don't you see if you can get the drivers to sponsor the cars to help offset the cost? And I was like, okay, so I did. So each one of the drivers that you'll see, hopefully in a couple weeks here you'll see them, each one of those drivers actually sponsored the car. I painted them, and I worked with their graphic people to actually get their graphics, and so we can put them on the little cars. So they, I have a little DJ Weltmeyer. I'm trying to think of who else I got. I have a little me. So yeah, we'll have 29 cars.
29, wow. 29. How many bikes did you give away last year?
128.
Is that the most you've given away?
Yes, crazy. This year probably won't see 128 bikes, but I mean, it is, as long as I have some bikes to hand out to the kids. That's all I care about.
It's a really cool idea, and it's just amazing to see the smiles on their faces. They came to watch the races, and now they're going home with a brand new bike. These aren't used bikes. These are brand new.
Absolutely brand new. Brand new.
So that's coming up in a couple weeks. I believe it's the
June 23rd.
June 23rd, okay. And if somebody wants to donate a bike or even money for a bike, the best way to do that is to message you or get a hold of you either at the track or on Facebook.
Or on Facebook, yes.
All right, let me ask you some fun questions. If you didn't have to be here tonight or didn't choose to be here tonight, would you be at the Taylor Swift concert?
Oh, no. No.
You're not a Swiftie?
I'll listen to her, but I'm not dying to go see her.
If you had a bucket list that you'd like to race at someday?
I would actually, now that I've thought about 3 of them. So Slinger would be one, Madison, and then Hawkeye Down.
So if people want to get a hold of you on Facebook, what is your page?
I have Cheryl Hryn, my personal page, and then I have 2 racing pages. Like one's the business one and one's the group. Either or, they can go on either one of them. I check, I get notifications for all 3 of them. So,
Cheryl, thank you so much for taking this time for this interview. And remember, fans, it's always more fun to come and experience the races in person here at the track. You can look up the track schedule, GrundyCountySpeedway.com. If you want to check out what Cheryl's doing for the kids here, you can go to her Facebook page again, Cheryl Hryn, Hryn, Cheryl Hryn Racing. So check it out, and we'll see you next time at the races.